take a look at this headline. This shouldn't shock us, should it? Exclusive. Feds warn that Hamas, Hezbollah could be crossing southern border. Well, an internal memo written by the San Diego Customs and Border Protection Office, obtained exclusively by the Daily Caller, has warned that due to the Israel-Hamas war, terror-tied individuals, that's an interesting phrase, are seeking to travel into America via our southern border, quote, foreign fighters motivated by ideology or mercenary soldiers of fortune may attempt to obfuscate travel to or from the U.S., to or from countries in the Middle East through Mexico. So the latest warnings of possible terrorist encounters say federal border authorities should look for indicators, including military-age males, military gear, lone travelers, and ties to the region. Border Patrol encounters with illegals on the terror watch list at the southern and northern borders hit 172 in fiscal year 2023. That's up from 98 in 2022. All right, that's a mouthful to say and lead up to the fact that Tera Dahl joins us now, the former Deputy Chief of Staff, the National Security Council, and take a breath, Real America's Voice contributor. Tera, great to have you here on the show, as always. Let's talk a little bit about this situation. What do you make of what we're hearing? And we know it's a dire warning, but how prevalent do you think it is inside the United States right now?
David, good morning. We already know that they are in the United States. We are already in a position to be reacting. Instead of preventing, we're now reacting. And so when you hear this warning from the San Diego sector, this is something that we already know. But what they're saying now is that you could have these operatives that are responding to the war in Israel. But we've talked about this over and over, David, that you already have Hezbollah operatives from 1997 to 2020. There's been 128 Hezbollah operatives that have been arrested for different criminal cases, helping Hezbollah, fundraising for Hezbollah. We know that Hamas has a massive network within the United States, and they have been here since the 1980s. And I just want to show, we have some pictures that I want to bring up. These are exclusive photos, David, that were released just for RAV from law enforcement. And these are photos of surveillance cameras. And these are from El Paso sector alone. And they show runners. That means runners that have evaded law enforcement. They're the known gotaways. We have 1.6 million known gotaways since the Biden administration took power. And this shows how easy it is for immigrants to evade law enforcement. So we don't know who's here. They have no idea who's here. So this warning that's coming out, like you said, it's something that we already know, and they have no idea who's in the country.
You know, it's funny. Well, it's not funny at all, but you say we have no idea. You're right. We have no idea. But here's the thing. I mean, I'm not a border official, obviously. I'm just an anchor with makeup. But here's the thing. Why not go to Dearborn, Michigan, and maybe look there? Maybe they're trafficking there because that's Dearbornistan, if you will. I mean, with all of the Muslims, 30% of Dearborn, Michigan is made up of Muslims here in that city. So, I mean, there are some common sense things you can do to kind of go at least try and find where some of these folks are going. Houston is a big one. New York as well. I mean, there's got to be ways that these folks can be tracked down to a degree, but there's just not much going on. At least we're not hearing as much going on about how to track these folks down.
Well, it's the day that the Biden administration took power in office, they had an executive order banning ICE from deporting anyone unless they had a direct national security threat to America. That's how bad they have pulled back on even the deportation. So what they've done is they've completely opened up the border, allowing millions to come in. This weekend, David, too, the CBP released the numbers for fiscal year 2023. It's at 3.2 million apprehensions for fiscal year 2023. We have never been here before, ever in history. And so you're looking at those numbers, and then you look at the policies. And what the Biden administration does is they ban ICE from deporting anyone, and then they open up the border, allowing more migrants to come instead of securing the border. In those photos, David, that we showed from El Paso, what's happening is that the Border Patrol are so overrun that they've been taken off the line of the border from securing the border to processing, allowing it to be wide open. And so people are just coming in the floods, and we have no idea who's in this country, or there's the backgrounds of them.